Claribel Archibald. Today we will learn more about the truth about employment agencies. Okay? In today's job market, many job candidates are looking for employment. To do so, one way of doing so is through employment agency. Show of hands of who has ever used an employment agency before. Okay? Do you know what type of employment agency you used before? So today we will go over private and public employment agencies, their fees, and job candidates' reaction to such fees. Public employment agencies have been around for quite some time. Their job is to match their employer with suitable employees. They do this by charging either the employer or the employee a fee for their services. Many people are shocked to know that even the employee might get charged for the employment agency's services. But many employment agencies have two different types of fees. They have either the employer paid fee or the applicant paid fee, which means under the employer paid fee, the employer pays all the fees for getting the employee from the agency. But under the applicant paid fee, the applicant pays for all the charges that will be incurred because they found that employment for them. Under the two different structures of employment agencies, we will go over public and private employment agencies. Now, public employment agencies have been around since the 20th century, okay? And the job for public employment agencies is to find jobs for people and to combat unemployment, okay? One of the biggest public employment agency is the U.S. Department of Labor and Training Administration. This agency helps job seekers with training, with employment, with labor market information, and as well as online resources. They do this to make sure they keep unemployment down and to stabilize the labor market. The great thing about the public employment agencies like the U.S. Department of Labor is that they do this free of charge, unlike the private employment agencies. Private employment agencies do not charge fees. They're a little bit different than public employment agencies, okay? They can either have permanent work contracts, they can have temporary work contracts, or they can work as recruitment firms. When they charge the services, and there's different typical fees that they charge. Usually they help the potential clients get job in the administrative field, the clerical field, the IT field. Or if they work as recruitment firms, then they select like middle management, senior management, accountants, electricians, and much more. The typical fee that the private employment agency charge is between 10 to 25%. If it is a specialized profession, like for instance an accountant, then it's 17%. But the highest that the private employment agencies charge is between 10 to 30%. And that's for those high specialized level candidates that are looking for employment through private employment agencies. Like I said, many job candidates use employment agencies. Why? They use them because it's an immediate need, or it's something quick for them to find employment in the time of need. Others that use employment agencies are not as happy because sometimes the employment agencies, especially the private employment agencies, never disclose the fees or the money that they're getting from the actual employer. When they don't disclose that, then in some cases the employment agency may be getting paid more than their employee, which in essence is not fair if they're doing all the work. Now, I will go over employment agencies and the impact on our economy, okay? So we have here, it shows the private and it shows the public sector jobs of what employment agency and the impact, okay, that they have on the economy. For job candidates, they're using public sector more. They use it at 23%. You see it's going higher and higher. And then they use in the private sector at 21%. Now it shows that there are a lot of employment for employment agencies. However, most of the employment is temporary for temporary workers. So they have a lot of temporary employment. Like I told you, they also do permanent, but they have more of the temporary employment. And you see, it's going gradually up. It could be good for us temporarily, but then in the long run, it could be bad because people need permanent jobs. But as of May, our unemployment has gone down and is now 4.7%. Before it was 5% in April. It was 5% in April, so it has gone down. So if you see here, it was 5% in April, and now it's 4.7%, which means even though employment agencies are providing a lot of temporary employment, our economy is still creating a lot of permanent jobs. Still creating a lot of permanent jobs because the unemployment rate is going down, which is still great for us. Okay? So, in conclusion, what I would say, employment agencies, it all depends on your particular situation. Some may use it because it gives them an immediate need to get an employment. But it's up to you. The best thing to do if you're going to use an employment agency is do your research. Educate yourself. Make sure you do research on that particular employment agencies, as many have different fees. So that's what I would say, because there's other alternatives if you get an employment, like applying directly to a company website, or even using job search engines, or even networking yourself to networking social media sites that can help you network with other people and get employment. So my question is, after hearing all of this and learning about employment agency today, then the question is, will you ever use them? Now, that's what you would have to think about.